it's a project of ours, so like we need more insight on it. So that's why we're here.
Question?
Should we let's
Yes,
introduce
one
ourselves
by
first?
one, right?
Okay, we'll introduce ourselves. Now, introduce yourself.
So this is a question or?
Yeah, but just to ask you, but if you understand our conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so the first question is, how do you think the HR department has to evolve to be able to lead the business alongside other functions or departments of an organization?
What do I think about the HR, right? So I think still thinking the HR department is still important for the company because we working in with the people. So we manage people to working with to be good staff and a good result to company. Yes.
And how important is it when you have to match with the company's strategic goals?
Yes, so the first thing that you have to learn about the business first, or what kind of the people that you need in a company. Yes, and lucky is here I'm starting working here with our staff here, so long time so with the company, so that this is a good things for company. They go up since just start working, start career in here. Most of them sometimes start from 10 years.
So that's a long time. So it's like a family bond between you guys?
Right. Because our leader, so he's Guku, so our GM. So he's working in company almost 20 years. So you need coffee? You need coffee?
That will be awesome, yeah. When I could have
Yes,
one,
yes or no,
please.
yes or
Yes,
no?
please.
Okay, I will. That is lucky me. So for me, it start to learning about business. Yeah, and the first year I start to learning about business, and the second year is start to develop them.
Okay. The first is like they should know about business properly, and the second is like development stage.
Yeah.
Thank you. And second question, what according to you are the specific skills HR personnel should possess or acquire in order to assume a bigger role within the organization and a better career opportunity knowing the business?
Second, just moment. I also you mean the key HR function, right?
Like the skills that that an HR manager should have.
Skill.
Yeah, the skills that we should, like, as an HR manager, what skills do you possess? Like, what skills do you have which makes you an HR manager?
Oh, my skill. Okay. Okay. The first skill that I specific to that is near payroll, because here we are paying payroll 2 times because we have PC and staff office, so we separate them to 2 times of payrolls. So this skill is specific. The payroll it depends on the people's income. So if the affect the income, so this staff will not happy. I think of that. So I'm for me, like my KPI is okay. No mistake or less of mistake in the payroll. Yeah.
Okay, so payroll is important.
Important. So in the second is the ER relation, employee relation.
Oh, employee relation.
Okay, the ER. So we have to get along with the people so in our staff. And this is the main thing. So for me, it's like my strategy is let them speak whatever is there. So we will know the problem, even know problem on each department or each person.
Okay.
Yes. And the third is recruitment. So you have to find someone that perfect or fit with the company.
Can you expand on that? Like, how do you find the perfect person? Like, what do you see in a person when you interview them first?
Yes. It depends on the job function in that position that we have to fill, right? So for example, if we need the sales support, who is a back office, and then we have to know and learning about the leader of that department. Yeah. So in the interview function, so I and the leader will interview the candidate together, and this how can I explain to when you interview and you have experience with the job interview, so you will know the by the question that you ask the candidate.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's all based on the
Like
question.
you are friendly or not, I can tell.
Oh,
Yes.
Personal skill, like in the personal skill, you know,
Yes.
that are like perfect from the action.
Yes. And the question that we ask, or I ask for the candidate. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so apart from their educational qualifications, like, do you look for other candidates? Let's say candidate A has really good grades,
Mm-hmm.
and
No, I'm not specific like that.
okay, so nothing
we are
specific.
open to every university, every grade,
Oh,
GPA, right?
yeah,
Every,
GPA.
yeah.
As
But-
long as that person
Right.
has a good
Mhm.
skill.
Mhm. So the specific, I think the attitude is important. So sometimes we have to fight, or we don't need to recruit someone that's genius. I think that genius is not long-term service. Yes, because they usually look forward for the good thing or the new challenge every time. But the attitude is important, especially if you can find someone that positive thinking. I think this is important. When we work every day by days, usually we have to face the problem, because problem is create the good work, I think. So if you fight for every problem, so you get fighting and you win. So this is I think this is a good experience for work.
Okay. So it's more about the attitude of
Attitude, right?
The questions are about, can you explain or describe about how the HR functions is important to any organization in the company?
How?
How is it?
The first thing I think is about labor law. You know, the Thai labor law is very strong for employee. I mean, and sensitive to labor law. And if one day staff is not happy with the company, and the company do something not right but not wrong, so they can sue as easy.
Okay.
So this is I think most of the company or factory in the company usually has should have HR who knows about the labor law too. Right, this is okay for the question that you asked, because I think it's normally every company should have a HR. So for my role is right now, so I try, I mean two role. It's HR and admin. Yeah, like you merge with the office manager and HR together. Right. this is like a economic right now. So we increasing the head count. Yeah.
So, what are the biggest challenges that you face as an HR?
Yeah. I think right now in the present right now is the recruitment. Yeah, because they hunt. Even I'm HR, so still have the recruitment agency hunt.
People.
When we create the good staff, so they will call and hunt our staff to offer the big benefit.
Oh, poaching, you mean, like?
Everybody can.
So can I ask you a question? So under this circumstance, how do you keep the employees loyal to your company?
Yeah, this is a challenge, I think.
Ah.
So for me, if you ask for my comment, it's like if they happy, they will not leave. So I use the ER function to like let them speak what the personal problem, what is the personal department.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think there are like other challenges that you might face in the future?
I think I should say about the trend.
Okay, the trend.
Yeah. And then you know that every day by day, a new gen happen again and again. So yeah, actually the company should follow too. But the problem is we land and chasing the trend enough or not.
Okay.
Right.
So adaptability is a problem.
Yes.
Five questions. In what ways do you think that the HR functions supports organizational success?
I don't know why.
Almost late.
Yeah. Are you tired or not?
Oh no.
What ways do you think the HR function supports the organizational success? That is success.
I think the main thing you have to keep balance. Balancing is important. So company has policy, right? And the staff have your own way. So you have to keep balance with the company and the staff, right?
Is it difficult to manage the balance?
This depends on the situation. Sometimes staff need, company cannot. Sometimes company cannot support staff, okay. But sometimes we have to keep balance.
So like how do you manage in that situation when like the staff doesn't agree to
Yes,
the
I
company
think
policy?
the reasonable. So explain to them
Okay.
in a good way. So how to convince them to believe? Cannot say it, believe. Because I think and believe that the good reason, everything can understand, right? So if I explain to you, what can I do? What can I cannot do? So they will understand,
Okay.
right?
Okay, so like it's all about listening to them.
Listening and do and cannot do.
Okay.
Can do and cannot do.
Okay.
Right. Cannot do because of what? Can do because of what?
Okay. So another one, what HR practices need to be developed or maintained to exploit the unique aspects of your firm towards creating a sustainable competitive advantage?
In the HR role, right? So I think the most developed is we have to go with the trend, like social media. I also keep learning everything. Everything is new. I learning. So you will adapt and develop yourself. Like every year, I have to take course of the labor law, the latest law in effective in this year, May, about the retirement.
The timings?
retirement, the new laws, yeah, which is Thai law, which is effective this year on May. So I have to catch the lesson, the class, the training.
Have to train more.
Right.
New trend.
Right. I think it's learning the new things, and you have to always learning, to keep learning. For me, I told my staff every time that you have to be like a glass and not empty water. So you can fill everything, not just if you not open yourself, so you cannot learn anything. So you have to be like a glass, not full of the water.
Okay. It would be like an empty glass that you learn.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what kind of human resources will your firm need to compete successfully 5 years from now?
I cannot say that you have to complete 100%. So
Compete. Competition.
Competition. The competition of the HR or the company?
Like for the company, in the HR, let's say, department.
You
Like
mean the competition?
While recruiting the people. So like in 5 years from now, what do you think that you need to compete with the other firms?
From now, I think it's in the 5 year. I need them training. Yeah, like a training the leader to be the good, have the leader skill, and they need to know. And then for me now, it's like my client. I think it's PC because they got a lot of problem. Because you're dealing with the PC, the not graduate. เขาจะเป็น PC เขาจะไม่ค่อย
มันไม่ต้องถามความรู้แบบ
ใช่
เหมือนแบบ
What do
ที่
you
ส
say?
ตาร์หนูภาษาไทยก่อนกันนะคะมันแบบว่าสตาฟไม่ได้เกณฑ์มาจากที่แบบว่ามีความรู้เยอะแต่เรา
ภาษานี้เขาจะเรียกบูคอล่าไวท์คอล่า you know that? Yeah, the PC is like and not well graduated staff.
Okay.
So
they've not graduated from the college.
Right.
Freshers? Kind of freshers? Like
not
not that freshers like the labor from not graduated.
we can
Okay.
not even completed their
Right.
bachelor's.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
No
just,
bachelor's degree.
yeah,
Okay.
they just know how to sell the good. That's all.
PC นี่เป็นแบบขายเหรอคะหรือว่าเป็นผลิตตัดผลิต
แล้วเดี๋ยวมีห้างแล้วยืนแนะนำสินค้า PC is mean product consult.
Okay.
Product consult, but not high qualification.
Oh, okay. So you just need to know how to sell the product.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just
Got it.
got to sell and got commission.
So you don't need more skill for that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the sensitive things that they're usually thinking about themselves.
anything affect the company
Yes, it's revenue company because they sell our product. Yeah.
And
Especially the economic like this, every company need revenue, right? So the head, the leader, the first department is also sale. So we need to support sale to make revenue to the company. How that I can support to sell. Like they need someone to refill when staff resign. You know that every position has a pressure when you work in the company. So like a sale, they need to push and pressure with to make more revenue to the company.
And while recruiting people, like, do you see a person with the leadership qualities, or like, do you train them to be a leader? Like, while recruiting, let's say you're recruiting someone, and then while interviewing them, do you already think, okay, this person might have some leadership qualities, or do you think that like the person needs leadership qualities? Do you just spot a leader in the crowd, or you need to train someone to be a leader?
So can I say that is if we can see that in the CV with the work experience, we have to know about that. So between the interview, you maybe get think about the situation, create the situation and ask them. If you face the situation like this, what you solve it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
from there you will get to know if this person is a leader or not.
It's like finding the troubleshooting from that.
Right. So if the company get problem like this, so how do you fix it? So if we could the manager level, right? So we have to create if your staff making the mistake, 1, 2, 3, what do you think and what do you resolve the problem? Solve the problem.
And how about if you can find another fuss or something, right?
Right.
To this skill.
And then when between they answer the question, so you know how they can manage the staff or not. This is maybe in the HR they call the star interview, STAR. Like that's right. Yeah, in the HR function, they said you have to create the situation and ask them.
Another question. What types of HR practices are needed today to build organization in the future? Which practices are needed? The HR practices. What type of need to improve
Time
to build
HR practices that you need to build in the future.
let me think.
It's okay.
Maybe you two can talk in Thai. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Thai as well.
เหมือนความชำนาญประเภทไหนของ HR ในปัจจุบันที่มีความจำเป็นในการสร้างองค์กร
From
ความ
someone
ชำนาญใช่ค่ะ
So I think the special skill. Can say the special skill, right? Special skill. To the ความชำนาญพิเศษใช่ไหม
HR practices needed today in the organization. What do you think lacks an HR practice in this organization, according to you?
In this moment, I think the recruitment is still need to be specific. Like sometimes I talk with my friends who has HR too, and I heard and I read in the Google sometimes the two countries, right? There's some that is like I'm not happy with the interview process, which is other the HR do. So like the pressure, give the pressure to the candidate.
Okay, so
Right.
the interview pressure should be.
It should not happen.
Oh, okay. So that needs to be improved.
If you want to be the good HR, so you have to know your skill. Not to give the pressure to the candidate. It's not the right thing to do. And I also not happy why. And it's not a good reason to why do you give the candidate pressure? What is the cost? And you learn about what do you learn about that? So because when the two countries also think sorry I have to explain in Thai บางทีพี่ไปอ่านในกระทู้พันทิปซึ่งเขาจะแบบได้แบบเพชรแคนดิเดตเอามาโพสต์นะว่าตัวเองได้รับเพชรเป็นมากซึ่งพี่ก็มองว่ามันไม่มีเหตุผลที่ดีแล้วคุณได้อะไรจากการที่คุณไป interview only half an hour or 1 hour 30 minutes with the candidate. Why you get the pressure to the candidate? I don't know. To be like a aggressive question. Why? Right? Because I think the skill you need to know, and if you are, for me, it's more than 8 years about HR, which is I love it because I make. Sometimes people say that, or maybe management say that dealing with the people is difficult, but for me, I don't think it's difficult. If you you do it with your happy and your skill, you use it natural. This is I don't think
In a
it's
relationship.
right.
So if you do it with your heart, then it's easy. If you do it with your brain, it's not.
Right. So when I interview every time, so I was like a flexible people, so I get the what is comfortable with the environment in the interview section. So I think this is skill you need to do. Yeah,
So that's needed.
that needs
Okay,
it.
could I ask, like, do the company use the question form, the same form to interview candidates? They use the same form, or like
No.
they create our own
Yes.
questions?
Right. It's if you fit, maybe 10 questions, maybe you can build the form just form to know that this is the standard of the company. Yeah, but only the 6 you can create the situation and ask the new question. It depends on the. For example, I give you an example. If you job interview with the new graduate, so they don't have the experience. Like you ask about what subject you like, what subject do you think you good at, right? So you know whether this skill will fit with the company or fit with the position.
It's the not only a question, and we have to make new question.
Right.
It's like adjusted to the company.
Yeah, we have to adapt and build the question. Yes, right.
It's not making pressure to them.
Yes, or maybe they in between the internship. So what the experience they need and they learn. What is the learning when they get in the period of the internship? Yeah. What is the difficult thing that they got? What is the pressure that they got? And what is the learning process that they got from the experience? Even the three months. Yes.
Can I ask? Nice question. You can ask.
Nicely. Nicely with me.
อันนี้เป็นไทยก็ได้ค่ะ คืออะไรคือความเกี่ยวข้องของแผนก HR กับสภาพธุรกิจปัจจุบันเหมือนแบบธุรกิจทั่วไปในปัจจุบัน
สภาพธุรกิจปัจจุบันธุรกิจเศรษฐกิจนะคะพี่มองว่าเรื่องของเฮดเขาเนี่ยมีปัญหามากคือเป็นอะไรที่เป็น issue เป็น big issue มาก so the economic มันเป็นแบบทุกวันนี้เท่าที่พี่เจอทำงานมา2-3เฮดเขาบริษัทเนี่ยเขาก็จะถูกบีบด้วยเฮดเขา because every company we recruit the staff it means that one head count and one head count is only the fixed cost because we have to pay the payroll, right? We have to pay salary and the benefit of the staff, and then the company consider it is a fixed cost. So we need the revenue, one person and one revenue to have to mix. So if you want if you talk about the regional, or maybe you speak with the foreigner, so our regional office, so you need to explain to them how we have to create one head count for, and what is the reason we have to new hire. So the good reason they will approve to hiring. So if, for example, if I ask my company to hire the sale, so I have to show them that how much this sale can make the revenue to the company.
The sales.
Right. This is the crisis of economic crisis. It's not like I have to create, for example, the back office or admin. It's difficult to ask the approval. I can tell. So this is like a crisis of each company.
Is it like you have to present to the department like the project with the immediate payment to the new candidate? Is it or is it
What is the reason why we need to hire these people? This is and how much of these people can make revenue to the company? Yeah, this is a two important thing that we need to present to the management. I think it's every company the same. If they say and they tell about we have to limit the head count. Yeah, and I think this is important to every company. Yes.
Thank you.
Henry? Yeah, okay. What are the issues that the HR management is facing right now?
The issue, right? And every issue, sometimes we cannot say that will be the issue. But sometimes just, okay. Because day by day, we work, I work with the peoples, so we cannot predict what is to happen, right? So sometimes you have to need to be flexible. Yeah. And for me, if I work with the payroll, for me, if something that not happen, I will not tell my staff. For example, if the rumor, like everybody said, we have to get the bonus 3 months. Ask me, ask HR. So mean if I say yes, it means company need to pay 3 months, right? So I said no, I don't know. I'm not sure. I will not say that. This is for me. Sometimes if talk about the payroll, we need to be the person that keep confidential. Yes.
And what other, like, if there's a disagreement between the 2 employees or maybe 3 employees, then
Dispute to fight or
a disagreement
in what point?
General thing. Let's say like I don't like somebody else's way of working, and I want them to work the way that I like. I just want them to
I
work.
would say
the way-
that
yeah.
this is affect the work.
Yeah.
If affect, I will let them talk together. Like I'm between that.
Oh, okay. So you're the mediator.
Yeah, like we say that put on the table, and then we solve it together. What is the issue? Your issue? What is your issue? So I think we have to walk in this way. Do you agree? Do you agree? Okay. Like
Do you have any ideas if they can't talk or they can't understand each other? Can you do something?
I think if you only talk about work, they will not understand each other because work is work, no personal thing.
So,
We said put on the table is mean work problem.
Okay, work problem.
Yeah, you have work problem, you have work problem, so we fix together.
so you usually focus on the problem on the work, not on their personal feeling, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If I know myself in my heart that they don't like each other, so I will not talk about this. I will not focus on work because if you let the personal thing in the table, it means fighting and not so talk about personal.
Yeah, right. And if like the person's, let's say, personal feelings, like if the dislike of a person affects the work, then how do you solve it? Like both of them let's say me and her,
Yeah.
we both are fighting and we both don't like each other personally.
Do you know
And then
that?
how does it affect
That's
how
how
it
it
affects
When this section happened,
yeah, and if it affects our
we
work.
will let the work first, and then the personal thing will come.
Okay.
Trust me. And then when the personal thing comes, so I will be the person that keep the balance of it. So I know you guys don't like each other, so let the personal thing over. Talk about work first. Maybe if you open your mind, you will see and you will know her, and then fine. Yeah. I in my experience, one time I had the foreigner who she's from the Australia. Which is she know experience with work with the Thai people, and then the Australian style maybe they don't teach they don't guide staff, just work depending work, that's all. But Thai staff expect him her to consult and guide, like Thai staff will think about it. The leader should be responsibility in every work. So the big issue is they month, 1 month, 2 months. Many issue happen because Thai staff will say, not a good leader, not a good. So I need to call the team, all Thai team, and the leader, one section, and before that, I will let the foreigner say, you have to open your mind, because this is the section that we need to discuss about word problem. So that, and then so we can, the good thing of the foreigner, they have spirit when they talk about work, so they accept and change. So the problem solved. So can I add in one the issue that you asked? The difficult thing is what redundancy. Yes, for me, yeah, redundancy is difficult thing. So I phrase is I think it's last year. It's very tough for me because this situation happen often. So I learned about the redundancy. So this is you guys can learn from me. The company has we can say that they own the money, they own the company, right? So when you are being staff, you need to be focused your work, not just only your personal things. And then the company usually the tools when they have to evaluate staff for personal performance. Yes, every year, every half year, KPI, everything. So finally, if the performance on that staff is not good enough, so for example, sometimes the end of year they got only not 50% of the performance. So what is the company to do? 1 year passed, 2 years passed, they not develop the sale. So we need to get list of them, because sometimes it's difficult things. I don't know. I still sometimes I call them to feedback about the weak point. So they have to listen. They have to listen to me and get improve yourself, right? Not just this HR talk. No big deal. because when the performance report end of year, they get first year they get 48%, right? The second is only 50. That's only 2% or 20% up. So company, I think that every company will see that this person will improve yourself or not. Finally, if can see the future of this staff, people get it. That's all. So I am not want to do that because I will give the feedback. Always give the feedback, right? So this is, I think that finally maybe if I call them the individual section 101, but not get to see that improving. So improvement. So sorry. This is sad for me.
So it's sad for you to fire someone.
Right, to fire someone. Even we pay them by labor law, but I feel sad about it.
How long do you give them a time to improvement? So, like, how long they should show themselves that they work better and better before you fire them?
For more than 2 years, if the service is too long, in 1 year, maybe this happened with other staff service maybe more than 5 years. Maybe sometimes they're not. Okay, I'm happy with this, like a comfort zone. They're not want to change anything. Yeah. Then when new assignment come to them, so slow. Okay. Right, like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a sad thing for me that I don't know what to do that.
So that's for like the employees with more than 5 years experience in this company, right? And what about the new
This is
employees?
average. New employee is like a probation period.
Oh, okay.
So that we have 4 months. By labor law is 119 days. Yeah, by labor law. If two company can tell them not pass the probation 30 days. Also the employee, if they feel that they're not fit for the company, they will give us the maybe 15 or 30 days. Yeah, to decide. Okay.
You didn't get any salary from that, or cannot get any money out?
It's in probation period, no. If you give them the at one month, yeah. เข้าใจไหม
So, where do you think is the future of HR?
My future?
Like, no, like general HR.
My future is here.
Like general HR, where do you think like is the future bright for the HR in the market?
Oh, it's difficult to say because I'm not the one HR. Maybe I also think I'm not good HR also. Yeah.
Maybe we can provide more details to help you understand. Like, with the development of internet, I think the recruitment is transferring from campus recruitment to internet recruitment. Like some of companies, they might use Facebook or some social media to
Alright.
hire people. Yeah.
That I think is the trend of the HR. We have to follow the trend, right? Sometimes like you have to adapt. Sometimes it's like a Facebook, and sometimes like everything is a social media. So we talk about the recruitment solution. So we cannot fit only the way that only one way to find a candidate. No, we cannot. Sometimes if it depends. If you want to hiring with expat or foreigner, we have to go to the LinkedIn. That's a good sort. If you want to find a good candidate in Thai, So we normally use the job DBs.
Oh.
Yeah. The job Top Gun is also popular, but if you need someone to speak English as well, so you need to go to the job DB. Yes. I think it's depend on the qualification that you need. Yeah, you have to change the file. Okay, let's try again. Let's try to other channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Another thing is after recruitment, even in the recruitment process, you cannot find enough candidate who qualify with your payroll and with your calculated revenue, something like that. So you found like 10 people and it's gonna qualify like out of 10, you only got 3 or something, maybe 2 or 1. So but you negotiate with the payroll, with the candidate, they won't accept, like because they know they are qualifying. So sometimes they will request more payroll, but you cannot face because you already calculate the revenue and payroll, right? So how do
Sometimes you
solve?
have to fit the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
which each position.
so I really want to know is if you cannot adjust the budget, do you use other motivation technique or something like that? You cannot adjust the payroll,
Yes.
but you
Right.
use some motivation
Yeah,
to
it's
say
like
to make them.
I call it negotiation.
Oh.
So sometimes normally we have salary, basic salary, base salary. We have in budget. For example, if this position we have budget only 80,000 for example.
Yeah.
So if the candidate asks for 90,000, so sometimes I don't have the budget like this, but I will give you the benefit, other benefit like telephone allowance, gas and transportation allowance, and then this is I call a negotiation, but in the company standard.
so besides like allowances, what other motivating techniques do you think is relevant for employees when they feel like they don't want to work, they feel like it's not enough for me, and how do you motivate them?
Sometimes we need to convince convince them that okay. Sometimes the work like JD is job description. So if you work with me, you will earn more experience about this, that, which is good with your career in the future. Yeah. I can see your CV, you don't have experience, but I give you this, which less of your expectation, so you can learn more experience, work experience.
And what are the major challenges and opportunities for HR in future?
Opportunity and
Challenges for HR in the future.
I think you no need to stop. You have to work and adapt and develop yourself, which is our environment in the future, like recruitment and training and payroll and ER. So which is 4 or 5 major skill to have to add it every year.
So that's a challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
And then another challenge is the peoples. You will not know about the people who come to you. Is maybe they're tough, they're aggressive, and maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you have to calm yourself to everything and listen to them. This is the challenge. Yeah, it is. I think it's important.
And what about the opportunities?
Opportunity about work or
About like
Maybe for person who wants to be HR manager or then
in the future.
yes,
Right?
yes.
So I think you have to four skills that important. So HR need to be, you have to be, maybe you can say that if you stay in the not the big company, so maybe 1,000 staff, they will separate the function like a training staff, training HR, HRD, HRM. So they separate. But for me, I'm just only one person who in charge everything. So I need to be know everything and learn, keep learning. For the other HR in the future is also have to be complete skill with this recruitment, training, payroll, and also ER. Yeah, maybe you're not specific expert. You not to be expert, but you have to know skill of HR. Yeah.
And the last
This is okay.
Sorry, what else? Okay, for the last question, like on the working day, where do you spend your time in the company?
Routine. My routine job. Maybe first routine is check email, right? So if admin start with the admin, I will see everything is okay with the staff, and then get to my table and check the email, respond email. I will set my timeline every day and because like I told you, the payroll is only 2 periods. Yeah, I will set my time because and when I finish, I will send to my boss in KL to check and approve. It's just only me that can approve. They send it back, so I need to timeline every day, yeah, to every month to manage my time and even admin and HR. So normally my work is only the admin and HR. Yeah.
So you spend most of your time in the admin?
Admin, no.
Like in which department do you spend most of your time in? Is it working, managing people or?
No, I actually just only problem work day by day.
Okay.
If I'm just like a person that if I have my free time, so I was reading article in the Facebook or internet about law. They will ask if trust me that staff will ask you when you are expert, right? So if I have problem like this, maybe my manager said that I have problem. Can you help? So I will check.
That's why you say it's
Google
easy to
searching. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to research.
Right.
Let me add. Yeah, because sometimes you already have the qualified employee and they already worked in the company like the 5 year or 7 year. The one is like the general stuff, but he is very qualified and he deserves to be promoting or like increasing salary or something like that. But above him, there's another HR manager or something like that. He is also qualified. So how will you improve his payment, payroll, or promotion or something like that? How will you deal with these two work? Because if you choose promotion way, you cannot choose because there's already someone who qualified at that position or something like
You
that.
mean internal promotion or
internal promotion
also?
Because
Yeah.
as long as they work longer, they expect more salary or something like that. So it doesn't change in the 5 years or something like that. They won't be like they will like demotivation in their work. So you have
Yes,
to improve
yes.
the payroll or something like that, right?
So normally, when you work with the company, HR need to do the we call the budget. We have to plan the budget in the next year. Even this someone need to be promotion, So we have to set the budget. This is budget for promotion staff, and this is budget for increased salary for staff. This is different. Increased salary for staff is for everybody, but the promotion is someone that need to be, because maybe it's not like they work long time, but sometimes they short time, but genius. They fix the problem fast, and the manager said, hey, we have to promote. So promote staff is not depend on me. So you should let the manager work with me too. How we have form to fill in. So what is the strength? What is the weakness? Why we have to promote this staff? Yes, because performance, blah 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 blah, strength. So yeah, if me and the manager, so we agree in the same way, we have to get the approval from our manager, our GM. Yes. So answer your question is about the budget. So you know you need to plan. Maybe you set budget, okay, next year I will promote 2 staff because I have budget only 2 staff. Then the process of the promotion will start. Yes. And then increased salary is also that everybody get, but it linked with the performance review also that I told.
Yeah.
So we have to set the screen. So if you got 80%, you got 3%, 5% increase, for example. Yeah. This is okay? You understand? So the difference, so internal promotion, it should be. But if, for example, if I got available vacancy, the position, maybe you can announce if someone to have to apply. We company, if the big company, right? We have vacancy position, so you can apply for me. This is internal. We can issue the template and make the announcement to our staff. We have this is my experience. So we have to, like a job advertising, but we use in internal, so they can apply qualifications, salary, blah blah blah. This is internal promotion. They can. So if they don't, nobody apply, so we can at advertising. Yeah. Actually, this is like only in the organization, the manager should take care or monitor their staff normally. Maybe they can approach to HR. Hey, have the good staff, so maybe you like work together with the line manager. HR and line manager, they work together. Yeah. Even when recruitment process, they will have the internal like a referral program. Like you heard of it?
Referral.
Yeah, someone that introduced the candidate. Recommend the candidate, and if the company hiring this candidate, I will get you 5,000 baht, for example. Yeah.
So that's the end, I think.
Is it helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
Very helpful.
So that means the HR of the HR also helping, right?
Yes.
So I ask you guys why you choose Thailand to be the learning place. Where you come from?
Nepal.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
China.
China. Okay. We have our shareholder in China.
Oh, so
You speak Chinese?
I speak Mandarin and local dialect.
So, and you?
From Myanmar.
And you? China.
Yeah.
Thai. So what? ปีไหนไปแล้วคะเนี่ย You when you will graduate?
เพราะว่าหนูเรียนก่อน
อ๋อ
เป็น MBA เรียนแค่ปี อันนี้เป็นแบบ full time เรียนแค่ปีเดียวค่ะ แล้วเหมือนเข้าเขาเป็นแบบ period เข้าเป็นบล็อกหนูเข้าก่อนอีกแค่2 เดือนหนูก็จบแล้วก็ finish ทำโปรเจกต์
skill is we have to dealing with many people. Yes. So for example.
Something like HR from the engineering company, right?
Right.
But they have to recruit
deal-
the engineer, so they have to know about the technique they need.
Right.
So HR and the engineering technology knowledge.
Right. So but I used to work with the airline company, so I have to recruit the pilot. Yeah. So I can-
So you need to know what makes you a pilot.
Yeah. Handling with the pilot is not easy.
very hard.
But they're good. They will income. Is it trust?
It must be difficult because it's pilot after all. He's responsible for many people.
So I wish you guys.
We can say that we too. ได้ค่ะ
I'm gonna take. We can sit behind.
Yeah, but
Maybe you guys can stand in front of us.
You can take it.
It's still recording, put it on the table.
Is it?
Yes, it's on.
Okay.
We said the other ปี4นะสัมภาษณ์5 คนยังได้แค่2 คนใช้รูป2 คน
1, 2, 3. Sorry, Kai. Timing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, including me.
Maybe you guys
can
sit here.
You can say it.
Isha is out of it.
Me?